Lisa's home. Lisa's home. Lisa's home. Lisa's home.
Hey, my name is Lisa Okonye, and this is Lisa's Hub, the visual podcast. Before we go on, I want you to hit that subscribe button and make sure you like this video. And of course, drop a comment. You can share with friends as well. Today, I have a special guest in the house. He's an excellent poet and a wonderful advocate. But hold on, before I even introduce him, how was your Valentine's celebration? I hope you went out. I hope you had fun. Okay, so join me with a standing ovation to welcome the one and only Folajimi.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey Jimmy, how are you?
I'm very fine. I'm doing very fine.
How was your journey here?
It was a smooth one. It was
A
smooth.
smooth one. You
Yeah.
have cash now.
Mm.
You're one of the rich kids. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
tell us a bit about you.
Yeah. So my name is Folajimi. I'm a poet.
Okay.
I'm a child right activist who uses poetry to artistically advocate for the right of the Nigerian child. So there's two sides to me. I use my talent, my skills, which is poetry, to actually speak against the menace of child violence in the society and tell stories of individuals who have been abused or who have been molested in the past. So that is what I do. And the second side to me is that I work professionally as a sales manager with MCPL, Multi-Pro Consumer Products Limited. Um, we are the distribution arm for Kimberly Clark August diapers. So,
Whoa.
basically,
So if you need huggies, you know who to go to and where to go now.
oh,
Yeah. Okay. So you mentioned poetry.
yeah.
Is it like an inborn talent or is it something you developed? How did it start?
So poetry started while I was in GS1. So I can say
GSS one.
over a decade ago,
Wow.
close to about 12 years now,
Okay.
12, 13 years now.
Whoa.
So I started poetry writing in 2008, 2009,
Okay.
when my teacher, Mr. Adeshinola, taught us Iwi.
What's that?
Iwi is Yoruba poetry.
Oh, okay.
It's more or less like it takes the form of chant, eulogy,
Oh,
song.
the side we do for like kings.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
That
okay.
part of it
Obas,
is called
sorry.
Oriki, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's called Oriki. So everything in the old summary,
Yeah.
my teacher then when I was in GS1, the Christian International, taught me AB. So he taught us just the normal classwork,
Okay.
Yoruba class. So I got really interested, and I found anything that comes with recitation catches my fancy. So I
Oh,
got interested, and I was doing it in class. So he took interest in me also, and he was teaching me. And even when I
wow.
left the school, I was still going to his house
Whoa,
to go and learn
that's really
AWE.
nice.
So for 4 years, I was doing AWE throughout secondary school. I was performing in different parties, end of the year parties, in churches,
Oh, you did
in
hot.
programs.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
I was doing AWE all through.
Okay.
So, but when I got into the university, that was when I got exposed into poetry.
Oh,
Yeah. So I met a friend of mine, Kolade Olaniwaju Freedom, and I joined a group and organization, Poets in Nigeria.
oh,
One of
okay.
the biggest poetry platform in Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was a member, and so I joined Poetry in Nigeria. Then I got exposure into poetry. I was reading the works of Sairiata Oribaba. I was reading the works of Wole Soyinka. I was reading the works of Agarau. Lots of quite a whole lot of poets. Then I started writing poems. Then I started performing.
Wow.
So that's how I came about poetry. That's how poetry found me.
That's a very beautiful testimony.
Thank you.
Yeah, but honestly, I used to write poems, but kind of stories have won my heart now. So poems are they're just there now. Maybe somebody needs a poem for a loved one or something. I could just help. But
So you wrote one a poem yesterday?
no, I did not write anything. No. I didn't even advertise for poetry this period. No, I did not. I was too busy with video editing to even bother myself. Yeah, but that was how I shifted. This poets in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you said was a member. Are you still a member?
Yeah, I'm a member of Poets in Nigeria.
Okay. So as an advocate, you have some initiatives that you've come up with. Can you just give us a backstory? I think Save Our Future initiative. Can you just give us a backstory to that?
All right. Yeah. So while I was saying talking about poetry, so I started out writing poetry more in when I was in the University of Ibadan,
Okay.
say 100 level.
Okay.
There was this outrage of menace of child violence, advocacy about the menace of child violence in Nigeria. Then that was when the news of a senator marrying a 13-year-old girl
Yeah, I
and it wasn't
remember that one.
reprimanded. That was when
Yeah.
the Chibok girl issue happened.
Yeah.
Quite a whole lot of issues around the menace of child violence happened around 2013, 14, 15, 16.
Okay.
So there was, so reading about these stories, reading about these events, reading about these articles brought about anger and pain in me. All right. So this anger and pain that was in me, then I was looking for a way to channel it out. So
Yeah.
poetry was the only way for me to channel it out. So at first I was just writing anything. I was just writing anything, not poetry. I was just writing stories. I was just writing anything,
Anything at all.
just to unleash and let people know that this thing
Yeah.
is happening and we need to
Yeah.
come together as one to fight against it, to
Mhm.
speak up against it.
Mhm.
And so that was how I started writing poetry.
Mhm.
I started writing about the menace of child violence, about how we can come together as one to
COVID.
curb it. So there were just suggestions by friends that let's go out and do something instead of just writing and sitting down. Let's go out. So that was when me and a couple of my friends started doing campaigns in schools. So we go out to schools, we talk to the students about the menace of child violence, we talk to them about the importance of education. We organize poetry seminars, we organize
That's
conferences.
a lot.
We did digital literacy campaign,
Wow.
and that was how Save Our Future came into being. It was actually not, we didn't start it as an organization. We were just going out and doing our own thing.
Yeah.
We were running book donation campaign. We ran over 1,000 book donation campaign within that space of 3 years while
Whoa.
we were doing it. And it was a defining moment because poetry was what led into it,
Yeah.
but it became a proper organization that took form and structure when people started seeing the purpose in it. So we started coming together, and I think as I went, we were in 300 level, we had over 100 members. We're going
Wow.
on different projects and
100
campaigns.
members
Yes, in the
that all
university.
started from poetry.
Yeah, that all started from poetry in the
Wow.
University of Ibadan.
Wow, that's beautiful. So
Yeah.
with the way you're talking, the passion with which you're talking, do you wish to do something else aside this? Do you wish you were doing something else aside poetry or advocacy? Do you wish you were doing something else?
All right. So for me, it's not. It's a matter of purpose for me, right?
Yeah.
So it's a thing of passion finding purpose for me. So I didn't. I don't find. I don't find. I find myself. I find enjoyment. I find purpose also in doing things. Something else. But the point there is, it is something that touches the core of my being. It's something that I do seamlessly. I see it as a grand purpose and a grand core
No.
of my life. It's a part of me that I want to make sure that I'm able to become a voice to the voiceless, that I'm able to help people in my community, that I'm able to speak up for the oppressed, that I'm able to fight for the cause of the widow. So this sense of you need to do something has always been there
Been
for me.
there.
There's this
Yeah.
urgency of wanting to help.
Yeah.
So that is how my skills found purpose
Okay.
in me. So
Yeah.
if it's for me to do something else, I've dabbled into quite a whole lot of other things. Professionally, I'm working,
Yeah.
right? But at the long run, it is still advocacy that will always be the core of my being. It is still advocacy that will always find a place for me to be.
Oh, that's very beautiful. That's very beautiful. Have you
Okay.
faced any kind of challenge at all from your poetry, from advocacy?
Mm,
Hardest challenges?
hardest challenges.
Yeah, give us two, at least one from your advocacy and one from
From
poetry. You
poetry,
want to
right?
know, Abby? Yeah.
All right. So challenges for me. Okay, so challenge for me while in advocacy actually
Yeah.
under the auspices of Save Our Future initiative. So there was one time that I wanted to do a book donation campaign,
Yeah.
200 books to a specific secondary school, Abadina College
Okay.
in Ibadan,
Yeah.
inside the University of Ibadan. So uh, there was this person I went to meet that I wanted to get books from. So organized the meeting, sent proposals, drafted letters. So we met and we're like, "Please, can we get books?" We're like, "Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna get books. We're gonna help you and support you." Yeah.
Yeah.
So on my way
High
going there,
expectations
high
already.
expectations basically. So on my way there, I bought a Ghana must go. Ghana must go back.
That
A
must
very
go
big,
back.
a
Okay.
very big Ghana must go back. I was going to carry books,
Yeah.
right? So at the long run, they just brought some. small books, maybe torn books,
Ah,
and they were not even fitting into one small liner bag
that's a
that I could
complete
carry.
put
I
down.
could not even present those books at the end of the day. So the point there is, I had high hopes and high expectation from getting something worthwhile
Yeah,
from this person. But at the end of the day,
it
it
didn't
was
work.
it didn't work out.
Oh,
So I
that's
I
one
sh-
for
I shed
advocacy.
tears. It was painful. I was
Ah,
disappointed.
hard
I was
man
going and I was like,
cried.
oh,
Oh,
it was
I
my
can
lecturer that it was
imagine.
my lecturer at the University of Ibadan that actually consoled me because I
Oh,
just went straight to her office
hmm.
and I told her. He was like, "Why are you looking at this?" I was just telling her. I just shed it tears like,
It's painful. I can imagine. Anybody that has had their expectations cut short
yeah,
knows exactly how you feel. So tell us one
yeah.
challenge from poetry.
Yeah, so one challenge for poetry is there's always this constant challenge for poets, especially performance poets, when you
Okay.
go up stage and you get to forget your lines. Yeah.
Wow.
So most times, especially when you have a very specific poem to write, you want to write a specific poem targeted at a specific occasion or event. So there was this poem I did for Ikeja Electric end of the year party in Lagos. I was in Benin then. I think it was in 2021. Yeah,
Okay.
December 2020. So I had to fly down to Lagos and go and perform with them. In the middle of that performance, they say, I
What did?
lost, I lost, I lost it.
Oh my
I lost it.
god.
So because it was a new poem, because I
Yeah.
needed something, because all my poems has always been about menace of child violence. So I needed to
Yeah.
write something targeted at them. So I lost it in the middle, but I was able to get myself together. But it was more or less my most worst experience
I
performing.
remember one of my worst experience doing anything on stage was when I was in GSS. I don't know if my classmates remember when I was in GSS 2,
Mm,
and then we had to sing a special number
mm,
during fellowship time.
okay.
And then it was me and my friends. It was one of our, I can't even remember her name, but one of our teachers was like, oh, we should go ahead and sing since we like singing. I was like,
Mm,
okay. So went ahead, went on stage, time to sing. Everybody forgot their lines.
everybody.
Everybody, everybody forgot.
Everybody.
It was me, Sarah, Chinenye, second Sarah, and who again? I think Ruth. I don't know if they'll ever watch this video, but if you do, I'm giving you guys a shout out. Yeah, we all forgot our lines, and then I was able to model through. Like I just came up with anything in my head and I sang. But you see the rest of them, it was really bad. And then she was our English teacher, yeah. And then our English teacher was
Mm,
like, "You're the only person that was able to like. I know you forgot your lines, but you're able to say something. The rest of you were just laughing. Like, but that was the worst. That was when I decided that performing or doing anything in front of the stage was not for me. Aside teaching, if I'm teaching, I'm completely comfortable. But if I have to perform,
mm,
that's a no-no.
mm.
So that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Do you think being a poet makes you a romantic?
Come again with that question, please.
do you think do you think being a poet makes you a romantic, like a more romantic person?
Okay, a more romantic person.
Like do you quickly see romance in the actions or in the words, like when you're writing poems? Do you even write love poems?
Yeah, I write love poems. Oh,
Okay.
I used to write love poems.
But do you think being a poet makes you more romantic?
Yeah, so being a poet makes you more romantic actually. It makes
Oh,
you more romantic because
okay.
if you are this, it's you have privilege towards that is not commonly used
Yeah,
by any other individual.
yeah,
So a normal guy can tell you I love you,
yeah.
but
A poet.
a poet will tell you that I can see the stars in your eyes, like
Aww.
the sun is rising and setting in your eyes, and
Oh, see
he
me
will a poet will tell
blushing.
you that you are the origin of beauty. He will tell you,
Ah,
you know what
ah, ah.
that.
So you guys know. So that means it's true that girls usually trip after poets.
Yeah, girls trip after poets actually.
How have you handled it?
Fine poets.
Oh, okay. So that's the defining factor.
Yeah, it's more or less
Are
one of
you
the
serious?
defining
So you're
factors.
trying to say girls haven't tripped after you for being a poet?
I don't know, but probably they watch this video, they will tell me if they have or not.
Oh, okay. You're
Alright.
being modest. Okay, okay. So what kind of poems do you prefer to write?
All right, so I prefer to write about poems around menace of child violence,
Okay.
and that was even when I was in my final year, I didn't do a thesis project. I did a creative writing project.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and the title of the creative writing project is Save Our Future.
What did you study?
Communication and language art.
Ah, that's
Communication and
nice.
language art.
That's nice. That's
From the
very
first and the
nice.
best. the premier university in Nigeria.
Please stop advertising your university.
University of Ibadan.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So what's your all-time favorite poem?
So my all-time favorite poem is the poem I wrote by myself, actually.
Okay.
So and it She Was 12. It's titled
Wow.
She Was 12. It talks about the menace of child marriage.
Oh, okay.
So it's a poem that connects, that I've seen connect to people deeply, and people. I think it's a poem that has communicated more intensely about the menace of child marriage for me.
Where can people find this poem?
So okay, yeah. So She Was 12 has not been published.
Oh, okay.
It has not been
It's
published.
still in
Yeah,
secret.
video. So it has not been published.
So this is telling you to publish it so that we all can
But
see.
I've published some actually.
Okay, they're on
They're on
YouTube.
YouTube actually.
Okay, so please tell them your YouTube handle so that they can search for you
So
and watch.
I guess my YouTube handle is Folajimi Kalejaye. If you just search my name on YouTube, I think it should bring.
It should pop up.
It should pop up. Actually,
Okay. Is there any poem you've ever regretted writing?
No, actually.
That's
no.
nice.
No.
That's very nice. So, what's your ideal writing place? When you want to write poems, what's your ideal place, ideal environment?
So more or less like no ideal environment for me, but the
You can
ideal
write anywhere.
time for me is actually the middle of the night.
Oh,
Yeah, when there's a serene, it can catch me anywhere. You can probably do something, or you can tell me something now, and I think
yeah,
it's
you
worth
get
writing a poem out of it.
inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah, but the most times that I've written something more genuine, time that I've really bottled up a lot of things I need to divulge. So in the middle of the night, I have the time to free myself. I have the time to pace around and do these things.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's very beautiful. Me, I can write stories anywhere too. At any point in time, it can be noisy. I used to write stories in class when lecturers was teaching. I just take my pen. The class is boring. I don't want to say this lecturer's name, but my classmates. She taught us special education. So if you remember who taught us special education, then you should know in her class I was always scribbling things down because more lecture was boring. But yeah, where do you usually get your inspiration from?
So I get my inspiration from society actually. So from day-to-day living.
Yeah.
I cannot really peg it at something. If it's to write about the menace of child violence, I get my inspiration from things I've read, something that occurred, someone I met. So quite a whole lot of all those things gives inspiration. So if it's to write about love, I can get my inspiration from your eyes.
Oh,
I can get
back to my eyes again.
I can get it from anywhere actually.
Okay, yeah, that's nice. What do you think? Do you have any writing challenges? What do you think?
Yeah, so writing challenges.
You get writer's block as well?
Yeah.
How do you handle it?
So how do I handle it?
Yeah. For poets out there, how do you handle your writer's block?
So for me, it's I just go back into study. I just go back and start reading other poems from others.
Yeah.
I just go back into reading. Anytime I just think my head cannot just conjure something, or I'm conjuring things that are not making sense, I just pack it off, just leave it, and I just go and read. I just start swallowing books and reading. So that's just it for me.
Me, I just sleep. I just sleep, and then just when I wake up, I just pray for the Holy Spirit to help me. And maybe taking a shower really helps me. Like water, when water is cascading down. Even one of my friend Oluchi, I'm mentioning your name, Oluchi. I love you. Even one of my friend Oluchi, she gets inspirations too. Water helps with storytellers. I don't know about.
Maybe I'll try it out there.
Oh, okay. All right. So, where can people reach you and see your works aside your YouTube channel? Are they on Instagram?
Yeah, I have some works on Instagram also. So my
Blog.
Instagram handle is So Save Our Future is saveourfuturenow.wordpress.com.
Okay.
That's works of Save Our Future. For my personal works, you can find them on YouTube. Folajimi Kalejaye.
Okay.
Just search, and then for Instagram is Jimmy Kalejaye.
Okay. Alright. So what has being an advocate taught you so far?
So being an advocate has taught me. It has taught me not to actually judge people.
Okay.
It has taught me to be a better listener. So personally, when you see people, you literally don't know what they have been through or what they are going through. To be sincere, you really will not know. Even me right now, you will not know what I've been through.
I can't know. I can't know.
So we just look at ourselves. So that's why it is very good to be kind to people actually. Because people misbehave. People do things that are not normal. And you tend to look that, where did you learn this from? So especially children actually.
Yeah.
So you just need to listen to them. You just need to hear them talk. You just need to give them listening ears. You just need to be persistent. with them, right? So from people angle, it has taught me not to be judgmental. It has taught me to be a better listener. It has taught me to be more kind-hearted to people. And from project angle, it has taught me to be tenacious, to be dogged,
Yeah.
irrespective. And that's given me to say I'm just saying this in a simple manner. It has given me the ability to be dogged and to be. There's a word I used to say,
Okay.
subtly proud. So it has given me the ability to be. It's another word for proactive, to be resourceful,
Resourceful, yeah.
to be very resourceful. Yeah, how you can create a mountain out of
Out of
anything.
anything, yeah.
How you can say you want to do 1,000 book donation campaign and you
And
go
you
all
do
out
it.
and do it.
Yeah.
So being an advocate has helped me see that you can get help from anybody.
There's no limit
So
at
there's no
all.
limit to all these things. There's no
Yeah.
limit to all these things.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Thank you very
So
much.
this Yoruba poetry, can you drop some lines for us?
Yoruba poetry.
Yeah, give us a sample. Give us a
All right,
sample.
for Yoruba poetry, let me do Ricky Elidumare.
Okay.
Do I have to shout?
Do you have you don't have to shout, but go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
Well,
ahead.
all right, I want to just go into that pitch. All right, so
Okay.
kábíyèsí ọlọ́run olódùmarè akínláàfin ọ̀run abojúru kárábí àjèrè ọba àgbàlagbà lágbàlagbà olúwa ń tiwa olúwa tiwa ọ̀rọ̀ àwòwò aláwo tí ń wò wá ọba àjọkẹ́ ayé ọba àṣàkẹ́ ọ̀run ọba dániwáyé mọ̀ọ́yá dánírun ọba dalẹ̀ ọba tí ń mọ́mọ jáde nínú òkú ọba tí ń yọ tútù jáde nínú ẹ̀gbẹ́ akin tí ń fa akíngbákin lọ́wọ́ akin alágbára tí ń fagbára gbagbára lọ́wọ́ alágbára tí ń fọwọ́ agbára gbáni lójú ẹni mọ òkó ẹni kò mọ ẹni mọ bá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni òkọba taníjọ máa kó arápá níwájú ọmọ akúnyányán ta sì ní jọ máa kúnyányán níwájú ọmọ àkútọ kí.
Oh, that sounds deep.
Quite deep, quite deep.
Yeah, what that praises to God,
Yeah,
right?
praises to God. It's talking about the nature of God. Person
Okay.
of God.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you've learned something. I do enjoy anything that has to do with Yoruba. I love it. I love it. Even though I can't really speak and I can't really hear, but I love everything that has to do with Yoruba. So if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to leave us a comment. Share to people so that they know what's going on as well. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for coming on this
Thank you
episode.
so much.
Do you have
Thank you
anything
so
you want to tell them?
All right, so more or less like a poem on the men's child of a subtle poem from She Was 12.
Okay.
All right, now. So let me just perform this poem. It's titled She Was 12.
First performance on my show. Okay, go ahead.
All right, now. So it's about the menace of child violence,
Okay.
child marriage. Let me just do the short part of it.
Okay.
So she was 12 when the ends of doom knocked on her door. They ushered him in and called him a groom with his beard like a broom. He was 40. And on the fourth night, he came with some pen in exchange for her prize. She cried, "Education is all I need, Mama." Not ejaculation, but too late. A flicker of hope has been drowned in that cultural cage called marriage. Day in, day out. He drags her to the bed to perform her rites. He knew it wasn't right, but she has no right under these dragging eons of a pedophile's dynasty. Thunder retinues as molestation eats every nook and cranny of this innocent girl. 9 months down the lane, her water broke. The baby got stuck. The razor paid her body a visit to pave a way for the stillborn. God gives and God takes. They said that baby never lived to see the light of the day. With all tears rolling down her face, she muttered her last words into the ends of death and said, "I will never come again as a girl." She said she would never come again as a girl. You see, Aisha thought the pain was going to last for the night, but it came back in the morning because she doesn't know the difference between morning and morning because she mourned all night and she mourned all night and mourned all day, waiting for us to come to our rescue. Because of our silence, we are here to observe a minute silence for her. A minute silence for her.
Oh, that's very deep. That's very deep. And I hope we've all learned something. Child marriage, child violence, please put an end to it, okay? And on that note, we say goodbye and have a wonderful week ahead. Jimmy, tell them bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. This is